you guys, everyone. Yes, happy Friday to everyone. Yes, come on in, come on in, come on in. Okay, it's Friday, and I will say, lately, I've been learning to appreciate, to just be appreciative. I will say, I'm telling you, when you are a business owner, okay, you will learn that the small things matter. Now, even though I work 7 days a week, okay, it's each and every day I'm putting at least some type of time into my business. I still get excited about Fridays. Yes, Fridays. And because the way my business is set up, I'm not able to spend money like I want to. So that makes me save when I wouldn't normally save. Because back in the day, I was okay where I need to be, where can I go, where, what networking and everything around here in Houston, Texas. Okay, I got here and was out there in them streets. Now, don't get me wrong, I do still plan on being in the streets, but not as much as I was in the past, because it probably looked like I wasn't doing much, but I was, and a lot of stuff I wasn't even filming because I didn't want to have to edit stuff. So unless I could film completely, then I would do that. But whatever. It is what it is. I look forward to getting back out here in the world doing more things, and I'm glad that I could be vulnerable with you all and tell you guys this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. You already know it's Friday. If I'm on here, I'm coming with the mess. Okay? You already know. I'm coming with the mess. So, yes, I have some news for you. I just did my eyebrows and okay. I'm going to let that go. But, yes, you guys, happy Friday to you all. I hope everyone is having an awesome, awesome evening. Okay? Because it's evening here, so I know it's evening there. Possibly, maybe, depending on where you're at. Anyway, okay, so I first wanted to get into this Floyd Mayweather gossip, okay? Now, all this stuff on this channel in this video is alleged, in my opinion. What's up, Cosmo? Is alleged. What's up, Yertimo Mendoza? What's up? What's up? You're from Argentina? Okay, what time is it? What time of the day is it in Argentina right now? That's amazing. That is amazing. What's up, Mugusan? Good morning. Okay, okay, Mexico. What's up, Mexico? All right. Yeah. We have people in here from everywhere, okay? I'm from Houston, Texas. Yeah. And Texas is wonderful. It's hot today. We've been threatened with rain. We had rain the past a couple days ago. It rained for like 2 days, like all night. Now, if you don't know, when it rains in Texas, or I'm gonna say Houston, Texas, to be exact. Are you from India? Okay, what's up, my Indian friend? Yeah, when it rains in Houston, it's you got to be very careful because you might can't drive on the streets depending on certain places. Like when it rains, it actually floods here in Houston. Like it'll rain and flood in no time. It's like there's no spots to trap the water. So the water just sits there, and it's until the sun just soaks it, dries it all up. But when it rains here, it floods in certain places. Thankfully, it's in certain places. Like, you'll be on the interstate, and okay, I'm sitting in my car, right? There'll be tall, like, measurements, like a measurement thing on the interstate. You'll see them. You'll see the water line up to here. So that means your car could be underwater and flooded. That's exactly what that means. Okay. I will say, even though it floods, when it rains here, it's scary. But at the same time, I still wouldn't choose no other place than Houston, Texas to live in. Because I'm telling you, Houston is a whole vibe. Okay? If you're like me, I'm middle aged. Okay, I'm a middle aged woman. In Houston, Texas, because it's the place to be. Okay, I'm not old where I can't get around, move around, do things. So, nah, I want to be out here in the streets. Okay, I want to see things. I want to go places. I want to be amongst certain crowds. And so, yeah, Houston is the place to be if that's what you desire. Now, I'm not out here like actually, with the S with people. So, I ain't, so, don't be disrespectful in my chat because you're wasting your breath. You are. But I will say Houston is a great place to be. So let's see here. I want to pull up this lawsuit that Floyd Mayweather is filing against his old employees, right? Banned from Connecticut? Why would I be banned from Connecticut, sir? Okay. I've never said anything about me being in Connecticut. So how am I? Anyway, so let's stay focused, people. Focus. All right. Yes. Let's get to the messiness. The messiness. Anyway, anywho, so Floyd Mayweather, y'all, like I said, I've said this in the past couple videos that I did talking about Floyd Mayweather. I told y'all, allegedly, he's having some financial problems. So what Floyd Mayweather do? He files a lawsuit against his former employees for fraud. So it's not the fact that he's suing his former employees for fraud. It's the fact that 50 Cent said this a couple of years ago. Allegedly, 50 Cent said Floyd Mayweather was broke, and he also called him not too smart. Now, I don't know anything about that. I don't know Floyd Mayweather, but I know when people start acting funny, then when celebrities start acting funny, then you know something funny with the money, right? Once they start filing insurance claims, once they start saying that someone robbed them, okay, then you know something ain't right, right? It's like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they went out of town somewhere and they said someone broke into their car. But anyway, we're not talking about them today. We're not talking about them right now. Okay, we're not talking about them right now. So Floyd Mayweather, y'all, said he is suing his former associates, employees, okay, allegedly for $175 million. $175 million. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all saw Floyd Mayweather in videos and photos with loads of money stacked up this high, okay, higher than him, just stacks of money. And he is acting like he's making a phone call. He's passing it out or flaunting it, fanning with it, different things like that, right? Well, Floyd Mayweather said his associates were a part of a fraud scheme. So what happened is Okay, I'm gonna explain some details here. So allegedly, he had a person that was doing this. Okay, let's say handling the finances, right? Then he had another person that was like, let's say, handling his real estate, or and he had another person that was like over here doing some other stuff. So he is saying that all those people work together. Okay, they came together to rob him of all his finances, resources, and things of that nature. Okay, this is what Floyd Mayweather is saying. Now, I just summed it up for you, but he's not saying one person did everything. He's saying they all work together. Now, I'm thinking because he is kind of in the entertainment industry, it reminds me of how the music industry works, right? They get an artist who is not, doesn't know any law. They give them a deal, right? They give them a lawyer, okay? And then their money starts dwindling real fast. And then next thing you know, they're broke. We don't know they're broke, but they go through stuff like this. Then they find out that the lawyer was actually working with the entertainment company. And so that's probably why their resources was dwindling down so quick. Now, unfortunately, I feel like someone that I know personally was a part of a scheme like this, where it wasn't with a financial advisor. Someone I know filed a lawsuit against the company, and this lawsuit, they had a company, a lawyer that was representing them, but I really feel like that lawyer worked with the company, but we couldn't prove it or anything, but it definitely seemed like that lawyer worked with the company because of how everything went, because of the negotiation process and everything of that nature. So when you do have some type of funds, like a large amount of funds, right? Let me close this window some because child, it is smoking in here. Okay, and the AC on. That sun is beaming. But when you have a certain amount of funds, right, you want to be very particular about who you hire to handle your finances, because and you don't want to have the same person handling everything. Like, you don't want to have your financial person who handles your money, budgets your money, keeps account of your money each month. You don't want to have them also handling your like real estate, your house things, or your personal stuff, or even like your trust or whatever, things of that nature. Now, usually a lot of celebrities don't even have trust and stuff like that. That really messes them up. Well, messes the family members that are left up once they pass away, because anyway, that's a whole nother story. But you don't want to have one person on um having access to everything, and you want to make sure that they don't all know each other. You want to make sure they're not all working together behind your back. Like, say you hire a lawyer, right? You don't want your lawyer to give you to recommend someone for you. That this kind of bring me back to um I know someone who brought a house, right? Someone real close to me. They brought a house and they asked that realtor for an inspector. And then that inspector told them who can actually fix up the things that they found um, to be wrong with the house. And come to find out, once the person did that work, the work was trash. And then more money had to be spent to go behind that person who did the work. But it all stemmed from going with who you thought you could trust. You should definitely contact people individually. Just, I mean, it's not a guarantee that everyone's not thinking the same thing to, you know, rob you of your funds, or, make a profit off of you. But I mean, it is what it is, right? You still have to be careful with your finances, with your property, with your personal belongings. Anyway, let's get into this. So let's see here. It says, so this article is ESPN. Okay. Former Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather, is seeking $175 million in a newly filed lawsuit alleging that his former investment manager and real estate advisor defrauded him over multiple years. Okay. The suit filed in New York court claims Jonah Ritsnitz. I know I'm not saying that right. Okay. I know I'm not. Floyd Mayweather's former manager and Ayala Frist, who ran Frist Apex Ventures, a Florida based real estate and investment firm where a lot of Mayweather's money was sent, committed fraud and had roles in breach of fiduciary duty. Now, fiduciary duty is when you trust someone to do something. Someone say they're your lawyer, right? You hire them and you hire them because they're a lawyer. So they supposed to do the right thing. They're not supposed to fraud you. Mayweather alleges that Richnitz, I know I'm not saying that right. Okay, what is his first name? We're going to say his first name. Jonah. Jonah built a relationship with Floyd Mayweather over a number of years to gain his trust. He then allegedly used his advisor's role to move Mayweather's money into accounts with First Apex Ventures, his venture. Or no, that's the friend's venture. Yeah, that's a y'all. So they knew each other, allegedly. So Jonah and Frist Apex and Alexander Seligson, an attorney who handled the refinance of one of Mayweather's properties, are listed as defendants. Messages left with Jonah Frist and Seligson were not immediately returned to ESPN. So ESPN reached out to them to find out if they could get a comment, and they haven't. The conduct alleged in this pleading, including the diversion of settlement proceeds, refinance proceeds, and reoccurring real estate distributions to accounts controlled by Jonah through First Apex Ventures, demands a full judicial accounting, Mayweather's attorney said. His name is Lee Jacobs. He said that in a statement. We look forward to obtaining that accounting and to recover every dollar to which their client is entitled. The suit alleges a multitude of issues, including a $7.5 million wire for a 12-month investment on July 1st, 2024 to Frist Apex, where no investment was made and the initial money was never returned. Unauthorized allocations of Mayweather's money to Frist Apex, so just sending money, okay, with no confirmation from Mayweather, just sending his money, including $15 million in settlement proceeds from a realty company at Jonah's direction, a separate loan with over 8.8 million of a 16.4 million loan on four of Mayweather's properties was sent to Frist Apex without explanation. So a loan was made without Mayweather not even knowing it. Only 2.5 million was given back to Mayweather Promotions. I guess he has a promotion group. That 2.1 million of an 8.2 million refinance of one of Mayweather's Las Vegas properties was sent to Frist Apex at Jonah's direction and without Mayweather's authorization. Jonah diverted a 1 million deposit agreed to by Mayweather to buy a New York property in 2025 to pay a New York jeweler instead, And as a result, the property deal never closed. So I'm going to get into that about the jury, right? Jonah pleaded nearly Jonah pledged nearly $100 million in Mayweather's jury to two Miami-based jewelers for only $13 million. A substantial portion of the pledged jury remains with the jurors, according to the suit, without accountant provided to Mayweather. A text message change provided in the lawsuit claims one of the jewelers in the 100 million pledge demanded that if he didn't receive a payment, he would start to liquidate the goods, which Jonah allegedly agreed to without Mayweather's authorization. So it looks like Mayweather is saying that Jonah took jewelry to a jeweler for some reason, and the jeweler is holding on to the jewelry, and he's wanting, I guess, like a fee or something for holding it. The suit also claims Mayweather signed a bill of sale for his 1996 Gulfstream 4 jet at Jonah's suggestion with no purchaser listed. So, Mayweather signed a bill of sale that didn't even include a name of the purchaser. So who did he think he was selling? He was selling the jet to. Mayweather alleges that he does not know who brought the aircraft and that the money from the sale was used for a Bugatti related obligation and otherwise diverted to Frisk Apex with no money given to Mayweather. Frisk allegedly represented himself as a manager of Vada Properties, Mayweather's real estate investment firm, without being appointed. The suit claims that he never held such an office and that Frisk signing documents as a manager was a misrepresentation of office. Vada's website at one point listed Frisk as the CEO. Oh, he gonna have a hard time with that one if they listed him on the website as the CEO. The suit alleges that Frisk was never appointed Vada's CEO by Mayweather, though. Mayweather is a defendant in several other lawsuits alleging money owed, some of which including Jonah as a co-defendant. He is also the plaintiff in a $340 million lawsuit where he alleges that Showtime, the network he used to fight on, misappropriated funds as part of a long-running scheme of financial fraud. The IRS also filed a nearly $7.3 million lien against Mayweather in March for unpaid taxes in 2018 and 2023. Those are some serious claims right there. Because Mayweather taking those people to court, they're going to have discovery. So he's going to have to prove his case. He's going to have to prove that Jonah wasn't appointed CEO of Avada Enterprise. He's going to have to approve. He's going to have to prove that when he signed over the bill of sale, how can you? I don't even know how he can prove that he signed a bill of sale that didn't even have a purchaser on it. Because why would you sign a bill of sale that doesn't have a purchaser on it for his jet? And he was selling the jet so he could get or do something with a Bugatti. Maybe get a Bugatti and have some funds in his pocket, which sounds like he was moving money around. Now, my nose is itching so bad. So someone's talking about me or something, I guess. I don't know. Who cares? But allegedly, Mayweather is saying that he didn't move all this money around like this. Jonah and Frisk was moving all this money and even that lawyer was moving all this money around without his permission, and he hadn't seen any result of money being in his account or given back to him. Any monies that was owed to him, he's saying he didn't receive it. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That's real tough. And I'm not surprised because we've been hearing for a couple years now that Mayweather has had some money problems. So I'm thinking, if I've been hearing it, okay, I don't know about you, but allegedly, if I've been hearing it that Mayweather was having some money issues, why is he just now filing the lawsuit? Why he didn't file the lawsuit 2 years ago when he was having issues? Or I don't know if it started a couple years ago, but I know that's when 50 Cent was talking about it a couple years ago. Okay? Because allegedly 50 Cent was supposed to be helping Mayweather manage his money and manage different things for his business. And then Mayweather backed out at the last minute. And then 50 Cent said he doesn't know what he's doing with his money, allegedly. This is what 50 Cent said. And he said he's going to be broke in no time. So there was a rumor alleging that 50 Cent took his money to took his jewelry to a pawn shop and pawned the jewelry. Now, no one said anything about Jonah or Frisk or anyone else being involved in that, but I'm waiting on some food to be delivered, so I'm looking out. But so it's like, it makes me feel like Floyd Mayweather knew this was going on for a while. Okay, this is a financial advisor, allegedly. This is a real estate broker and a lawyer that he's saying all had parts in scheming on him and his finances. And yeah. And allegedly, okay, Floyd Mayweather has a brand new baby on the way. And he's scheduled to pay like $40,000 a month. $40,000 a month in child support. And allegedly, he's already behind from another baby, allegedly, for $1 million in child support. But he's out here in everybody event flossing, showing a whole lot of money. Now, allegedly, 50 Cent just congratulated him on the new baby, which is a diss because 50 Cent already know she ain't getting paid. Okay. Now, $40,000 a month for child support is ridiculous to me. That's stupid. I don't even say too many things are stupid, but that's stupid. That's stupid. Why is somebody getting $40,000 a month for one child based on how much he can afford? So I guess, okay, so hold up. I said that's stupid, but let's think about it, right? So I guess in the court's eye, they're thinking if this child was home with you, this is how much you would spend per month to take care of this child. $40,000 a month based on how much money you make or how much money you have. Whoo, child. I'm just trying to figure out $40,000 a month though. What is this child doing? This is an infant. What is the infant doing? that why would the mother of this infant need $40,000 a month for the child? Now, hey, if she can get it, that's what's up. Okay? That's what's up. More power to you. But I'm just trying to figure out what is the infant doing that requires $40,000 to be spending child support per month. That's ridiculous. I don't know. Sounds crazy to me. How do y'all feel about the Mayweather situation? Like I said, I've been talking about this for a couple years now. I mention it every now and then, but just recently I kept mentioning it like this week and last week. And so now to see the lawsuit come out, it's like, really, Mayweather? Really? Who he sound like? He sound like Kevin Hart, who's suing his former employees as well for using what did Kevin Hart say? Allegedly, he's suing his former employees for using the techniques that he taught them to run his business. He's saying they're using that to run their business, and they're making money off his technique, and he's suing. It's kind of giving me Jada Pinkett right now when she left the Breakfast Club, and the paparazzi was like, Jada, Bilal saying this and that. What do you have to say about it? And she said, we're suing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's so many lawsuits from celebrities. It's ridiculous. Speaking of lawsuits from celebrities, y'all. Now, I done said it before. I'm a fan, or not a fan. I hate to say fan now because Kendrick Lamar didn't call that, the freaky ass person. And it don't sound good at all to be a fan at this point in life, right? So I will say I admire Tasha K's um, content. I like the style that she brings, how she brings it. I remember when I first saw Tasha K, which was years ago, on YouTube, and I was just like, wow, I was so intrigued by her. I just thought it was real nice to see a dark skinned woman um, doing her thing. She kind of gave me Wendy Williams. It's still giving Wendy Williams minus the lawsuits. Okay? So I don't know how Wendy Williams protected herself, but Tasha K is in some big trouble, okay? Because Cardi B a couple weeks ago refiled a lawsuit against Tasha K. And it's not looking good. Hold on, let me check on my order. Cause I got too many things going on. Trying to check on my order. Where it at? Um, okay, okay. Here we are. So, okay, so I'm hungry. So yeah, Sasha K, she's been doing her thing for a long time. I remember when she was talking about. I remember watching her when she was talking about Cardi B. And I remember her saying something about Tasha K allegedly sending a cease and desist or asking her to stop talking about her. And she wouldn't. She didn't. She just kept going. And I remember because, I like Cardi B's stuff, her entertainment. I like all of that as well. And I liked how Cardi B came up. I like the fact that she was in the strip club, she was able to get out the strip club and start her own music and do that versus stripping. That's what I like. Okay, I like that part. I don't know that girl. I don't know nothing about what she used to do when she was in the strip club and all things like that. Okay, I don't. But I remember when Tasha K, she said something like that about, Cardi B asked her to stop. And she was like, she not stopping. She got the proof. She got the evidence. And being cocky like that, I will say, sometimes you have to go through things in order to learn a lesson. Okay? And it's a hard lesson that Tasha K is learning. real hard. So I have some details about the original lawsuit. Okay, I believe this defamation lawsuit was in 2022. My nose keep itching. I'm sorry. February 17th, 2022. I'm not quite sure. But the lawsuit is against Tasha K personally and her business. So Cardi B ain't no joke, y'all. A lot of times you'll see people talk junk about Cardi B, but Cardi B either has a real strong team around her or she just ain't to be messed with. Okay? She ain't to be played with. Okay? Excuse me, because allegedly she sued the girl who gave Tasha K this alleged evidence, allegedly. All this is alleged, okay? But it wasn't nearly compared to Tasha K's lawsuit. So that's how there was two judgments made, because one against Tasha K personally and then one judgment made against Tasha K businesses. And I believe she had Kibi's Enterprises then or something like that. Allegedly, she had her company was called Kibi or something, which is her last name. And soon after the lawsuit ended, or I don't know if it was during or after, but Tasha K filed for bankruptcy, which included Kibi, her entertainment group or whatever. And so then it left Cardi B to be like, oh, so when it came to her business, she possibly wouldn't be able to sue her for the business because the business went under the bankruptcy. So, since Tasha K has continuously mentioned Cardi B and Offset and Stefan Diggs, Cardi B filed another lawsuit to collect her funds that she's owed from the new company that Tasha K has, which its name is Yellen. I don't know if that's like an African name or something. So Cardi B is not playing, okay? And Cardi B is also allegedly suing Tasha K's husband as well. And we're gonna get into that information. Okay, so Cardi B refiled a lawsuit saying that she wants money. She wants Tasha K to pay because she went against the lawsuit. She's still talking about her and her family. And she wants money. She wants money from her company that she has now that she's running and from her husband. So I guess her husband was brought up in the original court case and he was asked questions. He was asked if he, because allegedly Tasha K and her husband had like shared ownership, right? And so Tasha K was saying for her company, her husband had the majority stake. Her company was her employer. She worked for it. She was a W something employee, W2, W4, one of them allegedly. Okay, so she received a certain amount of money, right, for her company. And she said, and her husband testified under oath saying that he stopped payment to her. He also said that he took his name off ownership from the company. Now, he didn't explain why. I haven't heard why he did these things, but we know why. Because that's taking money out of his funds and he's trying to protect his wife, right? But now, everything was okay until this new lawsuit came about, and Cardi B's like, no, since he said these things, We want to hold him accountable. We want him to pay because he assisted her with this fraudulent scheme to hide money. So that's what Cardi B's case is about. She's saying that Tasha K and her husband, Shake, something like that, Mr. Kiwi, Mr. and Mrs. Kiwi, hid funds from her after the judgment was made from the first lawsuit. And so she should be able to collect funds from the new company and businesses and property that they both share together because her husband testified that he stopped funding her. He stopped paying her because he was a part of the business because for whatever reason. He was paying her when the lawsuit happened. He stopped paying her, so it made Tasha K look like she wasn't she didn't have any funds. So yeah, Cardi B is not playing, okay? So the new company name is Yellen, right? It's a studio that Tasha B started after she added the old studio under the bankruptcy thing. So that was as of May 31st, 2022. Cardi B says that was a scheme and she wants her money, says Tasha K husband helped Tasha K by not being on the property and businesses. Now, if you follow Tasha K just recently told the whole world, okay, that her husband had a house in Georgia. She said, that's not our regular house. She said, that's our. And then she kept saying that her husband was the owner of it. And I was thinking, dang, she doing a lot of talking. Like, maybe she shouldn't be telling this information. But she did. She said her husband has a house in Georgia. I think the house is worth almost $500,000. They were selling the house, but they couldn't find a buyer. And Tasha K was pretty much like promoting it. Tasha K also had a GoFundMe up. And she was asking for people to donate to the GoFundMe. And then she stopped promoting it. So I'm not sure what happened with the GoFundMe, if she was told she couldn't do it or something, or if because I know GoFundMes are real particular. Those types of campaigns, they can be real particular. Yeah, my nose is really itching. It's weird. So Cardi B is saying that Tasha K's husband is saying that him and his brother are owners of the Yellen studios, the new studios that Tasha K now runs. So allegedly, Cardi B's lawyers can't find any evidence of the brother being having ownership of the company because of the tax filings. It didn't show the brother on the tax filings allegedly. So Cardi B lawyers done checked everything. Okay, they're not playing. Okay, they're crossing their T's, dotting their I's, crossing their T's, something like that. Okay, they're doing okay. It's not even funny how Cardi B is not wasting a dime on her lawyers to handle this stuff. She is really upset about Tasha K and everything Tasha K stand for. She is not playing with this woman and her family. She is not, okay? So allegedly, Cardi B her lawyers have already checked the new company, Yellen Studios, for its tax filings. And they don't see that there is a co-ownership with Shaq and his brother. Now, allegedly, Shaq's brother lives in Maui. He's not even a citizen here. Now, that's not to say that he can't have some ownership or stake in a property in America. I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know the law, but I'm thinking I don't know. But I guess if his name wasn't on the tax returns, then that can cause a big issue there. But Cardi B lawyers are saying that Shek's brother lives in Maui, Africa, and he's not proven to have any connection to the new studios. But that is what um, Tasha K and her husband are saying, that the brother is part owner of the company and he has stake in the company. But so if you don't remember, from 2018 through 2022, Tasha K was making a lot of claims about Cardi B, saying that she was a prostitute, you know, to the tooth. And she had STDs. I believe it was the H1, and saying that she did a lot of stuff like scheming and stuff, taking setting people up. She made some very serious claims. And she was told, "What's up, Chris? What's going on?" And allegedly, Tasha K was told by the judge to not transfer her properties, and she did it anyway. So Cardi B is not playing. She's like, no. So she brought all this up in a lawsuit. It's a whole lawsuit filing. It's a whole bunch of pages. Y'all can check that lawsuit out. But Cardi B is not playing with Tasha K. She ain't playing. Oh, what's going on with Sexy Red? What it is? What's going on, Chris? I hope you're having an awesome Friday. Yay. But yeah, at this point, I really feel sorry for Tasha K, because I'm thinking that Tasha K is just she's just trying to be a YouTuber, right? Okay, and she probably regrets the day she talked about Cardi B. She probably regretted. I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact, Tasha K regrets that day, because she's been working so hard, y'all. So hard. If you watch her content on YouTube, and I watch her content. She has a lot of things going on. So many things, okay? She's been on tour like every year. She started her on tour where she does a comedy set, and she goes to a lot of different places. But I don't think she did it last year. I think last year she just did a couple pop up places. I know she did an end of the year thing. Okay, okay. What movie she making with Snoop Dogg? Okay, that's gonna be pretty cool to watch. To watch that. I know that's gonna be hilarious. But yeah. So Tasha K, she's sponsoring a lot of people and their products and their businesses on her page. She's also got a wine that she's selling, wine and wine glasses, things of that nature. I'm not sure about the glasses. I know she was saying that the wine glasses cost too much, and she wasn't sure if she was gonna sell the wine glasses. She's starting a she want to talk to single men. So it's not like a dating show, but she want to just talk to single men to find out why single men are single. Okay, okay. That's gonna be fire with Glorilla too. Yeah, so Chris is saying that Sexy Red is gonna be in the movie with Snoop Dogg, Ice Spice, and Glorilla, and it's gonna be shot in St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, something to look forward to, I guess, Yeah, we'll be watching. But yeah, so I just really feel bad for Tasha K, because child, you can see it in her face. She's trying to hold on and show up and do everything, and she has no choice, because Cardi B is requesting almost $4 million. I believe it's like 3,800,000 and something $400,000, so it's almost 400. I mean, almost 4 million that Cardi B is requesting or is owed by Tasha K. And Tasha K is able to, do a payment plan to pay Cardi B. So that's how she's been able to pay her, because she's been on like a payment plan. But you could just see the hurt in her eyes. Okay, Cardi B coming out with ice cream this summer. Now you know that's gonna be a hit. Okay, I can hear her now. Ow. Cardi B is not playing, okay? When she went on the tour, I think that really gave her some confidence, and she realized she could do whatever she need to do, because a lot of people support her and her come up and everything. And like I said, I'm one of those people. I like Cardi B, and I also like Tasha K. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. So Kristen came through with the scoop. Okay, speaking of ice cream, Kristen came through with the scoop. My nose is itching so bad. Oh my goodness. I hate when that happens. I don't know why that is. And it hasn't did that in a long time. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, I feel so bad for Tasha K. So Tasha K, she has a website that's not on like YouTube or anything, that she has a paid subscription to. So she does a lot of interview. Now the thing about it, the girl is booked and busy, okay? Or the woman, whatever you want to call it. Tasha K is booked and busy. One thing you gotta admit, she is very creative, okay? She's very entertaining, okay? I feel like a lot of her things she should have had in the beginning, like her own wine glasses, possibly that website and all. She should have had that to begin with, um, before she start going after Cardi B. That way her money probably would have been longer. But it is what it is now, right? But she does come with some great ass interviews. Okay. But a lot of times, most of her interviews, oh, okay. So my stuff is out for delivery, child. I'm so hungry. So a lot of times, Tasha K's interviews, you have to pay for a subscription on her TashaK.com. And I just don't have money for all these damn subscriptions, okay? I already have Prime. I just let go my Netflix because I ain't even paying that no more. Ain't nothing on there. I have other subscriptions. I just can't keep subscribing to all these things. I don't know if y'all have cable, but I remember when Roku thing became real big and popular. I was like, oh, I don't even need cable anymore. I was paying almost $200 for my cable bill, okay, a month for cable. And once Roku came about, I was like, oh, I ain't doing that no more. I ended that subscription quick, fast, and in a hurry. So now all I have is internet, and then I have these subscriptions. But the subscriptions are getting so heavy with my internet, and the subscriptions is almost taking me back to like $200 a month. And I'm like, you know what? It just defeats the purpose. Okay? So yeah, these subscriptions, you got to be careful. They sound like a little, they sound like they're not that much, but then they add up real quick. Yeah. I probably got like 5 or 6 subscriptions. And then I want to subscribe to more stuff and people and things like that, but I can't. So I have to wait till Tasha K. So what Tasha K will do is she'll upload the interview, fire interviews, okay? Please don't take that from her. She'll upload it on her TashaK.com site, and then after some time, she'll bring it to her YouTube. So I think she has like 2 YouTube accounts, and then she has a TashaK.com. So she's making that bank, but I'm pretty sure it's tough because she still got to pay her everyday bills. You know, it got to be a lot. But I just hope the best for her because I really feel like she messed up. She messed up. She had to find up. Like they said, she effed around and found out. And unfortunately, she got to pay the price. But because of her sacrifice, because of her paying this type of huge price right here, a lot of YouTubers like myself, and I'm a teeny tiny YouTuber, okay? But a lot of YouTubers like myself know how not to mess with these celebrities. Okay, I'm saying allege everything. All right, some certain stuff I'm not even putting out there if it don't even sound right. I'm just not gonna do it just for the clicks and views. I ain't even got it in me like that. The sun is setting, so I'm trying to remove myself from in the lights. But yeah, speaking of Tasha K, it is Friday and she goes live on Friday. She goes live on Wednesdays and Fridays and she talks about all the celebrity gossip and stuff. And usually I'm watching it. So let me see. Is she on there yet? She on there. She live now, y'all. She's talking about Mayweather saying he's been robbed. Okay. She's talking about Jada Pinkett versus Bilal. Now, see, Bilal interview is real big because Bilal used to work with Jada and Will. He was best friends with Will before Will became famous. Will Smith became famous. So he knows all the details. So she did multiple interviews with Bilal. And hopefully she'll be posting that on YouTube soon. I can't wait to see that because he's actually suing Jada Pinkett and he had a hard time getting her to come to court and or getting her to accept her court papers. But she did. She accepted her court papers and they are now, I believe, in court. So that's real good. But look, Tasha K got 5.9 thousand people watching her right now. She definitely make the numbers, okay? The girl is talented, real talented. She just effed around and found out, you know. What about the Keith Lee picnic, y'all? I wish I would have knew about that ahead of time. It seems like when I found out about the Keith Lee picnic, it had already happened. So now I'm just watching the clips from it. And next year he's supposed to be in Chicago. So I know that should be good because I heard that Chicago is real big for their food. So I may try to make that right there. Try to make that one of my big trips. What's this? This May. Yeah, so that was in May. And I believe they were in New Orleans. And New Orleans is not that far from Houston or Texas. So from Houston, actually. Yeah. So I wish I would have known about that because I would have definitely tried to make that. I love to hit up a good food festival and especially Keith Lee because, you know, everyone loves that guy. Right. But yeah, let me check out Tasha K's live and see what's going on. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you guys for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Y'all let me know in the comment section. How do y'all feel about Floyd Mayweather? Did you see this coming? I mean, it only makes sense because Kevin Hart is doing the same thing. So it looks like this is what celebrities do when their money is funny. They start finding out who they can sue. And that's what they do. They sue whoever. And another thing, real quick, I was thinking that Tasha K has people, she has employees that work up under her or work for her in check, right? And I'm thinking they better be looking for a job because Tasha K is probably going to be found guilty, which means I don't know what's going to happen. I just hope everything don't fall under for her and she's able to still make money because I know she said her house is almost $1 million and it's worth almost $1 million. So I don't know, like, she would definitely have to downsize and everything. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with her. Hopefully, I wish the best to her. And at the same time, I feel like if I was Cardi B, I would probably do the same thing. But again, you guys, thank you so much for watching my video and my content here. Thank you for my new subscribers for subscribing. Okay. It looks like no one's here, but people are watching. Okay. I have over 700 subscribers to my channel, and I could have never saw this. Okay, dog, my nose is itching. I could have never saw this happening for me. Okay, I remember when I had 84 subscribers on this channel, this same channel here, under 100 subscribers. I remember. And now people care enough to subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me. And I'm not going to get emotional, but I'm just so happy and thankful that someone cares. So yeah, if you care, subscribe to this channel, okay? Hit the bell so you'll be notified when I go, when I post a video, upload a video. And yeah, I'll be back with another one real soon. Y'all already know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful